Hello, welcome back to Balance and Flow. We're going to do another 30-minute session here this morning. It's a very, very gentle section, and we're going to focus primarily, again, as normal, just on breathing and connecting our breath with our motion. So as we kind of shift side to side and moving back and forth around there, I want you to really focus on drawing that breath in. We're also going to work a little bit on some of the eye shifts and changing direction as we move from there. So we're going to start off just super nice and easy from here by grounding those feet into the floor. Let's lift up those kneecaps, draw the belly in and up, shoulders back, standing tall. We're going to bring the hands into prayer. And from here, let's just go ahead and take a big breath up. We're going to inhale. And as we exhale, let's just let the hands float to the sides. Very gently from here. Just clearing the mind, being in the moment, enjoying that breath as we reach back up, fill the lungs, and exhaling as we just gently let that seep back out. Just like the hands are floating down on top of that breath. I'm going to go one more time just like that. So draw the hands all the way up. We're reaching tall, pulling up out of those sides. You can look up towards that if you like. Gently, we're going to exhale back and down to the center here. And then we're just going to bring the hands back to the sides here as we lift these up. Big inhale. We're going to bring those back around, let the fingertips come together from here. And then we're just going to melt down into those legs. Just a very soft softening, right? Inhale as we gather that back up again. Nice breath in from here. Bringing those fingertips back in together here. Exhale and just relax. We're going to do one more time, just like that. Nice breath in. And let's exhale down. And then we're just going to step the feet slightly apart from here. And let's draw that breath up. So this time we're going to gather, the hands come up all the way to the top. We'll exhale and just let them come into the front from here. And just drawing back down. Now you can wiggle those fingers kind of like we've got a waterfall from here. And then we're going to shift side to side from here. So this is small, right? Nothing big, nothing major. We're just shifting the weight from one leg to the other. We're still standing tall. We should have very nice posture as we come through here. And just again, getting that breath. Nice big inhale and an exhale. This is something you can enjoy. You can let the head sway along with that if you like. If that makes you dizzy though, kind of focus on the front, right? Now we're going to shift our weight back onto one foot. So let's go ahead and shift over to the side here. Then we're going to draw that foot in from our T stance. We're going to exhale and we're going to let that foot come out heel toe, and we're just going to push and we're going to pull. So hooking those hands under, let's draw this back. And again, pushing forward. And if we can, we're going to let that front toe come back. Let's get just a gentle stretch on the back of that calf and hamstring. Drawing those hands back. And let's go one more time from here. Pushing out. And we're going to bring those feet back together from here as we just simply switch out and shift side to side, just like we started before. Just letting those hands float side to side. You can have just a gentle rotation with that if you like. Just kind of whatever feels good to you for today. And then again, we're going to shift that weight back onto this foot. So we're going to come back, draw that foot up into the T stance. Let's step that back out for a push and a pull. Excellent. Draw that back in. Nice big push. Beautiful. Gentle breath with that. Lean back from here. And let's go one more time. I'm bringing this foot back in again. And again, let's just begin that sway softly side to side and relax. Now from here, we're going to let those arms come a little bigger. We're going to roll those shoulders back, kind of in our little snake arms here, right? So the shoulder comes up and around and up and around, and the hand just follows along. Now you can stand still if it bothers you to do that shift. That is completely and totally up to you. You can also make it much smaller, right? A little more flowy here, easy and soft. And let's take that one more time. Coming through here, and then back into the center. Let's go the other side and let those hands relax down. We're going to bring those hands back up towards the shoulders from here, and we're going to circle all the way around. And again, if it bothers you to have those arms up like that, you can always just simply keep them at your side and just roll the shoulders. We're going to go just a couple more. Again, this is something that should feel good, right? And then we're going to reverse the direction. Let's come back the other way. Pull that back and squeeze. Again, we've got that nice soft softening in the legs, but we're firm and strong through our midsection here. One more time here. And then let's just relax that down. We're going to bring the elbows wide. We're going to exhale as we close these up. Nice big inhale. And as we do that, we can actually squeeze those shoulder blades together. And coming back from here, we just kind of soften and close it back up. I guess it's hard to see with my shirt like that. I'm sorry. We're a little baggy shirt because it's comfortable. Doesn't show much though. Let's go two more here. Nice reach. Shoulders are back and down from there so we can really open up that heart, open the chest all the way down across the front of the shoulders. And then bringing this back in as close as we can. If we can tap, that's great. If not, don't worry about it. Let these hands come back and down. And then from here, we're just going to circle, little circles. Let's work into the elbows just a little bit. And then we're going to reverse that direction. Let's go the other way. Nice and easy there. And relax that down. Then we're going to bring the hands out to the side. We're going to take those palms down, come to the inside here, keeping those elbows close to our side. Just we're a little bit into the rotator. Not a big deal, right? Just a little bit. Gentle opening here. And back from here. Let's go one more time like that. And just let those wrists float back and forth. And then as we come to the center from here, we're going to go ahead and let these hands come down. And let's lift with the elbows. So as we lift those elbows up, we're trying to relax the shoulders at the same time. So we're just drawing up, kind of like the scarecrow, right? We're going to lift those up again. And from here, let's just flip those palms up. And then we're going to take them back. So you can do this on a wall as well, right? Keeping your elbows onto the wall. Or we can do it just here, just rotating around. Again, we're just working into that shoulder joint. Rotator cuff. If you have problems with the rotator cuff, this might be a little painful. So of course, adjust that as you need. Let's go one more time from here. And exhale and let that come down. Just relax from here. All right. So our next piece is going to be we're going to work a little bit into the hip and the thighs here as we come from here. So let's start off first. We're just going to shift off to one side. Just kind of push that hip out. Nice big breath in, and then we're going to exhale and we're going to shift the other direction. Coming back again. We're taking our time, right? This is something that should feel good. We're really creating space and length off the side. Now, obviously, if you've had hip replacement or something and you're not supposed to push that gamut, please don't. And we're going to go one more time each direction. From here. Then let's come back into the center, and we're just going to go ahead and bring that forehead forward. Not the forehead, the whole head. We're going to lengthen out again. So we've got long length from the top of the head out through the tailbone. We're going to use the back of the legs and the glutes. Let's pull ourselves back up and roll those shoulders back. Keeping those shoulders back, we're going to go ahead and come forward. Now, again, if you're comfortable with that, you can go ahead and you can relax. See if you can touch your toes. But if you're not, to only take that as far as you're comfortable and keep your hands on your thighs. We're going to go one more time from here. And when we stand up out of this, we're giving our glutes just a little squeeze. So we stand nice and tall. Now from here, we're going to sink those hips back. We're going to bring the hands back here. And we're going to come back up. Now you can adjust your feet however you need them to be. If you want those to be a little bit closer, you can certainly do that. We're going to squeeze those glutes, see if we can look up at the same time. If you're not comfortable with that, obviously keep that look to the front. But if you're okay with this, see if we can shift those eyes, squeeze and look back. We're going to go 2 more. And then our last one here. And then as we come back down, and let these arms relax. We can bring the feet back in a little bit if you'd like, or when we come, we're going to lift one heel up. So if you find it more comfortable for you to have a wider stance, that's fine. There's no problem with that whatsoever. If you've got your feet in a little tighter here, that's going to be a little bit more challenging for your balance. So you pick where you want to start today. We're going to lift up this heel and we're going to sink down. We're just going to come down and we're going to stand up nice and tall, sinking slow and easy and reaching that back and up. Now you can take the hands all the way up if you like. And we're just keeping that heel lifted, right? Sink back. And we're going to go one more time. Now, as we come back up from here, we're just going to lift this leg up. So we're going to lift this leg here, and we're going to touch that toe back down. So again, that doesn't have to be huge, right? We're staying centered from here and touching that back down. Let's go 2 more here. And one more time. Then we're going to slide this foot forward, and we'll slide the foot back. So using the floor here, we've got just a little bit of resistance, right? It shouldn't be terrible. Or you can actually pick that foot up and touch it forward and back if it feels like it's just too much on that. But as we come back, we're going to, again, drag this forward from here. Now we're going to pull that knee up. It doesn't have to be this high. I'm just wanting to make sure that you see what I'm doing. We're going to slide forward and back, or we will extend that leg out and back. Our goal is to try again to keep the knee wherever it happens to be. So if it's down here, we're going to slide that forward and back. But we're not trying to necessarily go up and down with it, right? Same thing, wherever we're holding here, we grab on with the belly and hold nice and strong. We're going to do 2 more and bring that back. And then we're going to go ahead and sit that foot back down and relax, right? So we probably feel that somewhat out into this side, and that's okay. We can just kind of shake those hips out again, rocking back and forth as you go from there as well. Now from here, we're going to go ahead and start on the other side. So we're going to lift that heel back up. And we're going to start back in those squats again. So we're going to shift back into this and coming back and up. Brace those abs, set the heels back, and take your time with that. Now you can adjust your gaze on this as well, right? We don't necessarily want to be cranking our neck to be looking way up as we come into here. But we do want to make sure that we've got our gaze, our chest is lifted so we can look forward, or we can look forward on the floor just a ways ahead of us here so that we're not staring down at the ground. We're going to go 2 more here. And our last one. And then from here, again, we're going to go ahead and just start off by lifting that knee. Nice and easy from there. And bringing that back down. Now, again, this may be something as simple as just lifting that heel again, right? But thinking of drawing that knee up, you can come onto the tip of the toe, sink that back down, and again, drawing back up and sink that back down. Obviously, you can hang on to something as well. Now, from here, we're going to start that extension. So if you're on the ground, you're going to extend that foot forward. And again, coming onto that toe, but drawing, thinking of drawing with the belly and actually lifting, keeping that knee lifted wherever it happens to be, right? Good. And taking our time and trying to connect this with the breath as well. Let's go 2 more. Exhale as we squeeze that in. Nice big inhale as that floats out. Exhale, and let's go ahead and bring that back and down. Good. And then from here, our next part is we're just going to take this to the side. So simply coming out from here, we're going to shift our weight onto this leg. We're going to take that foot out, and we're going to draw, pull that back in. Pressing out, pull back in. So again, as we come to the side, we're trying to keep everything in line, and we're not sitting way forward from here, keeping the rump out. We're standing tall. We're drawing that leg out and drawing back in, and we're staying strong through the center from here as we do that. Squeeze here, and let's go 2 more. And our last one. Now the last piece that we're going to do is take that back to about a 45-degree angle. Draw that back in. So again, you're going to feel that in the glute, on the outside of the glute primarily. And on your inner thigh, you're going to have a little bit more work as you come back in from there. We're not going to be here for too long, right? Squeeze it in. Kind of push that back away. My floor is a little slippery here. Good. We have 2 more. Again, we're not doing a lot. And then back into the center here. Go ahead and stand that back up and kind of shake those hips out. Again, if we need to have a little press on there, we will do that. We're going to come back and loosen those hips up in just a second and kind of work into our feet a little bit as we go. So on this one, again, we're going to start off to the side, right? So we'll sink just a bit, taking that down, drawing back in. And the key, again, is to keep that tummy nice and strong so that we can keep that posture, right? And we don't lose the posture as we do that. Drawing back into the center here. And we're going to go just 2 more here. So ideally, we're feeling this right square in our midsection, right? As we find our center of gravity, we're centered over this foot. We're going to hold here, and then let's take it back at that 45-degree. Same thing. And you can still stand taller if that's too much work into the leg, and that's okay. You'll build back up to that as well, right? We're not doing a huge number of them. And we're only doing 1 set, too. Let's go 3 more. And we're 2, again, drawing in, pulling that knee and lifting in and up with the belly, coming through there. And let's go just 1 more time. Draw and relax. Good. All right, so we're going to finish that piece of it out by just doing some heel lifts. So we're going to come up onto the toes, and we're going to sink that back and down. And again, with the hands, we can lift those back up too. We're going to come back onto the toes and relax back down. Trying not to just slam the feet back into the floor, right? And as we come each time, we'll see if we can come just a little higher. And back and down. It forces us to use our toes. So like we've talked about the toes quite a bit, right? This actually makes us use them, or we're going to go too far, just like I did. Coming forward a little bit, reach up. And back down here. We're going to do 1 more time. Good. Draw that breath in. Big breath up, lifts. And we exhale back down. Good, good, good. And relaxing out. Now we're going to take the feet just a little bit wider apart, not too much. We're again going to go back to that kind of shifting side to side from here. Letting this go. Now, once more, we're going to step back in, drawing this foot back into that T stance. As we come back out from here, we're just going to let this front hand come out. Let's draw that back in. Coming forward again. Pulling that elbow back and through. Good. And from here. Now, we're going to go ahead and we're going to add that top arm into this. So as we come back through this time, we're going to bring this out. And again, we're smoothly grabbing the bird's feathers, right? Coming ear into the tongue. Just like we're sandwiching, pulling out, and then we fling them away. Back to the center from here. Grabbing the wild bird tail. Grabbing the wild bird's tail. I don't think I'll get that close to a wild bird, but we'll see. Let's go 1 more time from here. And relax as we come back in. Gently bringing that back into center here. And again, relaxing to the side here. And just shifting. Now we're going to draw the foot back in on this side. We're going to let this come back out, and we're going to let this other hand come behind us. We're going to pull this back in. Circling through. Pull that elbow back and down. Good. And coming through here. And then we're going to add that back arm in as we come back through here, pulling through, letting go from here. We're going to come through and we're going to grasp, I should say, right? Coming back through here, and we sink as we come. Let's go just one more time from here. Pulling back and through from here, and then standing back into the center. And again, just that gentle, easy shift side to side as we come through here. And letting that come back down. Let's let these hands relax. So as we move back through the shifting the ankles and stuff here, we're going to work back into that hip just a little bit again. We're going to gently bring that heel back up. And from here, you can just roll that ankle around to start off with, or you can pick the foot up and you can roll the ankle around a little bit. But we want that full circle if we can get it, right? Then we're just going to touch down. So you can start with this on the floor. What we're trying not to do is push this hip out to the side. We're trying to tuck everything in and stand tall. We're going to shift this hip up and around. So we make a full circle coming forward all the way back and through, crossing the midline as we come to center here, right? We're going to come all the way with that knee. But again, our goal is to not let this hip stay weight out to the side. Now you can come down, shift through, and pull that all the way up and bringing that back through. But we don't want to stay with that hip out here while we're trying to work through here. We're using those oblique muscles. We're going to come from the back this time, coming backwards and through, and backwards and through. So again, we're having to grip the floor with those feet, right? Using those muscles in our feet. And let's go one more time from here and sit that back and down. And then we're coming to the other side, the same thing from here. So we can go ahead and just roll through that ankle, or we can take that foot off the floor and roll full circle through there. Whatever works for you today, right? And then we reverse and go back the other direction. And then again, we're going to find our balance from here, and we're going to circle that hip up and through. And coming all the way up. Now, again, like I said, you can shift the hip out as you come through, but we don't want to hold it there. We don't want to keep this out the whole time that we're coming through there because that's a lot of stress on that hip. We're trying to actually use the obliques to pull ourselves up and around. You can use that knee. Good. Nice and strong. And then we're going to reverse our direction from here. So we're coming back the other way. Good, good. Nice. We have two more. And our last piece here. We're going to, again, relax that back and down. Now, we're going to take one foot forward from here, and we're just going to bring those toes up. We're going to spread those toes out nice and wide. We're going to bounce them up and down just a few times, not a whole lot, right? Then we're going to bring them up and spread them out nice and wide. And then we're going to come to the inside. We're going to press that big toe down, kind of rotate that foot to the inside. Then we're going to fingerprint each toe down to the ground, and we're going to roll open with the foot to the inside there. So we're more on our pinky toe. We're going to roll those toes back across again, and we're going to roll to the inside of the foot. This is very small, very controlled, right? And we're just doing this foot. Out from there. And bringing this back into the center and just relax. Now from here, let's lift those toes up, spread them out nice and wide. And then we're going to bring them back down, and we're just going to grip the floor. So think of kind of pulling back toward us just a little bit, lifting those back up one more time. And bring that back down and slightly grip the floor. Again, you should feel the arch in your foot rise up as you do that. I'm going to come with the other foot and do the same thing from here. So we'll let that come back out. So our weight is going to be primarily on the back foot. We've got the full foot is down here, but we're going to kind of bounce it again, play with that just a little bit. And then let those toes come back up and spread them just as wide as we can. And I can't do anything without my hands. So of course, we're doing the hands too. You don't have to. Lift those toes back up nice and wide. And then we're going to let the toes down. And again, just kind of slightly gripping the floor. Then we're going to lift them back up, and we're going to roll onto the outside towards the pinky side of the foot. We're going to fingerprint each toe as we come back through, and we're going to come to the inside and rolling onto the inside of the foot. Take that back out again, rolling it one pinky or one little toe at a time till we get to the pinky side. And then coming back to center from here, rolling back inside again. and onto that big toe. Bringing that back into the center again. Let's take those toes out nice and wide, spread them out big, and then just gently gripping the floor. Again, you ought to feel the arch of that foot slightly rise. Go ahead and bring those back up, and then lightly grip the floor again. Now we're going to practice something here. So we've been doing a lot of balance work, standing side to side and moving and shifting our feet side to side and things like that. What we're going to do here is I just want you to notice a little bit if you have your toes up and we walk. So if we come forward, I have several clients that walk like this, which is something that kind of surprised me, but it happens. So when you're walking forward, if you've got your toes lifted, notice how that feels. Also notice how your balance is. How solid do you feel and how comfortable do you feel about turning, stepping, and doing anything? You've got a lot of tension on the front of the shins as well. We're going to walk back same way. And notice how stiff that is. A lot of times when we get to where we're wearing shoes all of the time, and especially as we begin to lose that fat pad and we get the soft, more squishy shoes, a lot of times we are actually not using those toes so much, and we develop habits like lifting the toes. Now from here, we're just going to let those toes come back down. Let's just lightly grip the floor for a second, and we're just going to take the toes out, and then we're going to crunch it back like we've got a towel underneath us, our toes, and we're just pulling it back, or we're picking up a sock or something. Squeeze those back to us. Extend that back out and squeeze this back in. Now, as we come forward from here, we're going to take a step and we're going to go all the way down. We're going to put the toes down. We're going to pick up the other foot, come forward, and we're going to put the toes down. So as we come forward from here, again, we want to focus on actually taking the step all the way through and pressing those toes down with each step. One more time, we're going to bring that back in. Same thing when we go back. We're going to step backwards with the opposite foot there, toe heel, and toe heel. So you can step the feet together in between if you choose, but actually being conscious of going through the entire foot as we come from there. Then we're going to just stand with both feet on the floor from there and see exactly how much difference that is. Lift your toes up and notice what the difference is from there. Then we'll let those go back down. So the last part of this is just going to be super simple from here. We're just going to do some eye shifts. So we're going to, again, make sure that if you are concerned at all about your balance, you've either got something to hang on to or you do this seated. But we're going to start off by just shifting the eyes to the top corner over here. So we're going to look up. Our head is going to stay steady, right? So we're going to look up, and I'm just going to call direction. So you can look up to your right, and then you're going to look down to your left. Looking up to your right, so you don't need to look at me, right? Look down to your left. Now our goal is to do that without moving our head for the moment. And then looking down to the left. Now we're going to look forward again. We're going to go the opposite direction. So we'll look up to the left and down to the right, and up to the left and down to the right. So we're going to do 2 more times like that. And then from here, we're just going to look up as high as we can without tilting the head. Then we're going to look down to the floor. Probably see your nose, right? Looking back up to the ceiling and back down to the floor. And then we're going to take the eyes and we're going to shift them side to side. So we're checking our peripheral vision, kind of that shifty-eyed look, right? So we're looking to the right and we look to the left. And for right now, we're still just steady, right? Now this time we're going to go ahead and we're going to let that head move with that. So our goal is to be able to turn and look to one side, back to the center. We're going to turn and look to the other side. We're going to do that one more time, both directions. I'm not going to call it all. I just want you to go both ways and back to center. Then we are going to take a step and we're going to look that direction as we go. So you can either get your eyes there first, or if you're okay with it, you're going to step at the same time that you look. Bring that back. We're going to come to the other side and step, bringing that back and looking here. So if you're not comfortable first, look first, get there, come back, reset, look, get there, come back and reset. Just notice how that feels, because sometimes that makes you feel kind of wobbly inside there. And if that's the case, then that might be something that you want to practice just a little bit. It's just the eye shifts first and then the getting yourself getting your eyes there and then going where you want to go with that. So that's just a nice little exercise to help those muscles to work in our eyes, which definitely has a big effect on our balance. So I'm going to finish this really nice and easy from here. Let's take a breath up. And you can look up if you choose. We're going to exhale and just let these arms float back down to our sides. We're going to tuck that chin down. And we're going to circle around very gently, again, leading with the chin. We're going to go 2 more this way. So we're going to go 3 each direction. And we will change and go back the other way. And let's finish this out. Bring it back into center here, just parallel to the floor, coming back into the front. Let's go ahead and bring those fingertips together. We're going to sink down and say, ah. We're done for today. So thank you so much for joining me. I hope that was worth your while and you got some good out of that. I hope to see you again. Thanks so much for coming.